And thank
No
me later,
homo.
I guess. Crowd's going wild, berserk even. Support your drag entertainers now, Eric. I like how this has been, you know, to use a term that's overused, red flag. There are certain, support X things that have become, a red flag for identity politics, which I think, nobody should be proud of. One is when you say, support all women. That's the least harmful one because women are just women. But when you say, support women creators or support women in business, that's literally saying support a person based on their gender, no matter what they do or what they stand for. Then the next thing is support race X. You saw it on Amazon. You saw it on video games, which was support black creators, black artists. You saw it on Spotify, Amazon, maybe your Uber Eats or DoorDash, which I have, buy from black owned businesses. Give these people money based on the color of their skin. This isn't racist because we say it's not. And now you have support your local drag performer, as if that's not weird. So you have to support these people that somebody else has deemed to be, undermined by society, which is exactly not the case. Every single mainstream thing supports drag queens, from NHL hockey teams to platinum selling artists to, talk show hosts. Everything supports it. So to act like they're under attack is obviously not something that people um, who are living in reality would say. Now, the closest you might get is this law in Tennessee where you're preventing it from being, a public thing. But I want to ask you, Eric, does this law go too far? Tennessee is very right wing in terms of the laws they pass. Daily Wire is very influential there. We've seen Matt Walsh get stuff done in terms of child gender affirming care. Do you think this law goes too far? And while you're talking about that, I'll look up the exact specifics of it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't know all the specifics of it, obviously, but I will say it is a little bit silly that you need to get government approval and permits and all this red tape to do a drag thing or whatever it is, when all you should really, I mean, maybe you'll figure out the details, but all you should really have to do is show your ID. If you're 21, you go in, just like with a regular bar, a regular strip club, regular nightclub, whatever. If you're 21, you can get in. If not, then you you got to wait, right? So that is a little bit strange, but those performers on stage with Lizzo, look, I didn't see the whole performance, but they look like her. They're all completely disgusting. So if you get rid of them, you kind of got to get rid of her as well. It's all just completely despicable, and it's not even
Okay, let
clear.
me interject here. I'm sorry to interrupt, but again, it's we've been lied to very easily. Again, this is basically the same law, and I'm looking from NBC, who's obviously in favor of this sort of stuff. But it's ban adult cabaret entertainment on public property in locations where it can be viewed by minors, such as topless dancers, go-go dancers, exotic dancers, male strippers. So basically, on public property. And they have this in Utah, where they had a documentary that surfaced about this. So you can't do it, at a public park and a public fair or something. Anything that's paid for by tax dollars, they have categorized this now as, being on the same level as go-go dancers and strippers, which they often are similar to because it could be seen by children passing by. And if one of these arenas is publicly owned, then you can't have it there, which came up in Utah. So I just wanted to interject with the truth there, Eric. You may continue.
But is it even? I mean, these people aren't even pretending at this point. They're not even. There's no more facade of that. This is maybe, that she actually likes this. I mean, Lizzo is clearly a figure, a figurehead for this establishment regime. So they're not even
She's a
pretending
figure,
that
all right.
that that she just likes this on her own and is promoting it on her own. She's clear, like from her playing the weird flute thing that happened a little while ago, or maybe 6 or 8 months ago, and then her, you know, claiming that she was the beauty standard and getting into a little back and forth for like the 50th time with Candace Owens. She is one of their foot soldiers. So I guess this is good. I mean, are there people that still pretend that this is just, oh, it's just the art and Lizzo likes this stuff? Like, she's clearly a political foot soldier, and it's just despicable how they can't go even one day without pushing this onto us. And you know what this kind of reminds me of? Maybe it's a little, apples to oranges, but when we hear this guy, you should check it out on my channel, but this Bay Area reporter who's going to bat for this weirdo extreme gender ideology, right? And they're mad because because there's laws coming on the books that will force teachers to tell parents about their children's gender ideology, but they shouldn't have a problem with that, right? Because we're constantly told that you should be proud. Lizzo is the beauty standard. So it's like they're constantly telling you that these things are so great, and then when it comes down to like actually talking about it, then they feel like they're being attacked. Am I maybe that's not really making sense, but my point is, I guess underneath all of this, no matter what happens, without fail, their agendas will conflict with another one of their talking points when you follow it to their logical conclusion. So Lizzo is the beauty standard, right? And she's the epitome of a woman. Meanwhile, she's bringing men on stage and telling you that you should celebrate that. I mean, none of it makes any sense. And I feel like we're constantly talking about this, but I guess we have no choice, because as long as they're going to continue to do it, we have to continue to do it, because and I learned the hard way yesterday that most people just do not care, but it's too late for me. I can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle, in the tube, I should say. So we can't there's no way to ignore it at this particular point. And they keep shoving it down your throat, no pun intended. And then they ask you stupid questions like, why do you even care? Well, it's because you have three parades every quarter, right? You guys have a parade every month. You have a day every single month. And then when somebody objects to it, you say, well, why do you even care? It's because you've been trying to sell it to everybody as hard as you possibly can when we don't want it. And when somebody has one critical statement to make about your movement, you're like, you feel attacked, and why are you so obsessed with me, bro? It's because you guys won't shut up about it. That's why.
Turn it up, Jordan.